Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Nurse Mark and the Green Nurse Daily Dose of AFA.
Yes, where we bring you hope and inspiration for growth and healing so you can start your day off the AFA way. And in case you have forgotten what that is, Mark?
It's that you're absolutely fucking amazing, exactly as you are.
Yes, and we have another day where we are going to be celebrating, which is a kind of a funny concept. However, let's do a quick big shout out to Denise Costello. I'm not sure if you're with us, Denise, right now. You do show up. We'll say happy birthday later, but we are truly grateful that you are part of the plan. That's how I look at it. Thank you for coming up, showing up, stepping out of the closet, becoming a cannabis nurse, truly living your best life, showing other people how to do the same. And
love it.
We're celebrating you, celebrating another trip around the sun. Denise Costello, Green Nurse.
Denise Costello, my cousin Brian McKenzie. It's his birthday today too. I feel like we're on Romper Room now. Remember that show way back when I was a really wee lad when that was on, but I feel like I have the thing and I see Denise and I see Brian. Happy birthday to them. Happy birthday. Seriously. Happy birthday.
No, seriously.
Celebrate you today.
Celebrate you today.
I know I am.
Absolutely. Cheers. Cheers to all the birthdays today. We love you.
To all the birthdays today. It's a day of celebration for sure.
For sure. All right.
Yeah. All right.
AFA, Daily Love.
Today is Thursday, January 7th. And the Daily Love today was about guidance. Excuse me. And I really loved it was a good one today. You know, it's funny when I do these readings in the morning, Sherry, and I think I talk about this a lot. When I do these readings in the morning, I just do my daily reading and I pull something from what I'm reading that day. And swear to God, it's always something that's pertinent to what's going on in my life at that moment, right? I guess that's why, I'm just drawn to it and I want to share it.
Yes. So the word of the day is
guidance. And I trust my innate knowing that is born of divine wisdom. It's about trusting your inner gut. It's about trusting that feeling. It's about knowing that you can always go back inside and connect to that inner spirit and that divine spirit and be connected and have that guidance. And so I love this right here. I say, I release any worrisome or limiting thoughts about when guidance might be revealed and what it will be. I remain open and trusting, realizing answers can come when I least expect them and through surprising sources.
Ooh, there you go. And here we are as green nurses. We want to guide you on your journey to health, happiness, and cannabis.
We want to get you high. We want to give you hope, inspiration, growth, and healing.
And truly to change the dialogue around what it means to feel good using plant medicine and other progressive tools. Truly.
Absolutely.
So guidance. So I love that. My word of the day is celebrate. And I'm going to be celebrating guidance. Now I'm going to tell you, it's kind of an odd word to be picking right now at this point in time, because our country is going through a dark night of the soul. It's often very difficult for all of us to pick up on that collective energy. And we're walking through a shitstorm right now. So I am going to celebrate my ability. I'm going to celebrate the umbrella and my ability to put my umbrella up with all of the tools that I have to nourish and support my endocannabinoid system so I can adapt what is going on right here, right now in the world.
Took my hot cold shower before we got on this morning. Oh yeah. Woo. Oh, I'm wide awake. Oh, I'm energized for sure. Absolutely.
You're energized. Oh God.
I am. Yeah.
Day one of the hot cold shower.
And that's my thing. That's my word of the day is energized. I'm energized today.
Energized. So celebrate. Celebrating guidance. We're celebrating our ability to tap into our own ability to use our energy for good. Right. And really quickly too, is I want to just mention yesterday my word of the day was being while doing. So I'm going to celebrate being while doing because I actually had another experience, which was really, really positive for me. And so I had to go have trigger point injections yesterday. And, I have these trigger point injections. It's part of my health and wellness regimen every 6 weeks to manage chronic pain. Cannabinoids do one thing, trigger point injections do another. However, as you all know,
combination.
Many of you don't know, sometimes I have a little bit of fear leaving the house. So what did I do? Instead of being anxious, I switched the A's from being anxious to being awesome. So I was like, how can I?
It's all it takes.
How can I be awesome in this moment in time when I'm having a little bit of anxiety leaving the house? So I called upon my friend, my spiritual friend, to step in and to guide me into a different way of being. So I had an awesome experience. I just, drove my little fearful self. My awesome self was driving. So it's really interesting how we have these polarities sometimes, these dialogues that we have inside of our heads. So I'm truly grateful. I'm celebrating the ability to walk through these diverse feelings and experiences, all the tools that we have. Nurse Mark, I'm so grateful that this was your idea to do this. You know what I mean? Your total idea to have these AFA daily doses. And it's truly, truly changing my life and my day.
I love it.
Yes. Celebrate umbrellas.
Let's celebrate you went out. Let's celebrate you went out of the house yesterday.
I went out of the house yesterday.
Celebrate that.
Here's the other thing really quickly with celebration. So during these feelings of not feeling good, sometimes mentally, emotionally, spiritually, right? Celebrate your ability to find peace. Because you can do it. It's there. All the letters of the alphabet are there, and every letter of the alphabet comes with different words, and all words have vibration, and frequency, and healing associated with it. So choose your words wisely.
Yes.
All right. Nurse Mark, carry on. So January, Mark and I decided at the beginning of the year that we were going to touch upon health awareness themes. So every month, there are a lot of different health awareness themes. So this week, we're focusing on 2 of them. Today, we're going to be focusing on cervical health. Tomorrow, we're going to be talking about National Birth Defects Prevention Month, pregnancy and cannabis, which is going to be a really good one. Today, we're going to be talking about vaginas. Cheers.
Hey, cheers to that. I'll discuss that for sure.
Yes. And so basically, cervical health awareness for the ladies out there, it means taking care of your lady parts. 13,000 women are diagnosed with cervical cancer each year in the United States. And basically, the interesting thing is that cervical cancer is one of the most preventable cancers today. Through what? Early detection, right? Detection of those abnormal cells, the dysplasia, and they can treat them effectively.
Right.
And they can actually
cryotherapy, ablation, there's a lot that can be done. And Sherry, it's about early prevention. It's
early prevention.
Yeah.
Regular screening, right? Pap smears, HPV testing, and, and then you make the determination whether you're open to vaccines or not. And, these are all of the things prevention. So endocannabinoid health and wellness activities, right? For prevention, and all these regular screenings. So combining both, right? Total healthcare, THC, all of those endocannabinoid system nourishing activities, plus traditional care, which means seeing your doctor regularly to have these screenings.
Right.
So a lot of people are like, well, what is cervical cancer? Some people don't know what it is. So let's talk a little bit about the anatomy and physiology of our lady parts. So quickly. So cervical cancer starts in a woman's cervix. And so the cervix is that narrow opening. So you have your vagina and then you have your cervix. And it's that opening that leads to our uterus, right? So we'll just carry on with that. So it's a woman's cervix, right? Leads into the uterus. And the leading cause of cervical cancer is the HPV virus.
Human papillomavirus.
Virus.
Mm-hmm.
And generally, there's a lot of people that have it and they don't even know it. And HPV virus happens, or you can acquire it when you have sex with another person that has it.
Right.
Right. The other important thing to know too is not all HPV positive tests lead to cervical cancer.
Right.
That is why it is important to take care of our
endocannabinoid system, the umbrella.
And so one of the spokes of the umbrella, right? The umbrella makes up our entire body. One of the spokes of the umbrella is our reproductive system.
Right. Right.
So just a quick review of the endocannabinoid system with the umbrella, and then we'll talk about how medical cannabis for cervical health, how it can help.
Well, I'm ready.
The umbrella, for all of you newbies out there, we like to teach that the umbrella is the endocannabinoid system because it kind of makes sense. It's a little abstract type of a concept. So you look at the umbrella and you have all these spokes of the umbrella that are your different organ systems, your immune system. And the fabric of the umbrella that attaches to the spokes are the neurotransmitter signaling systems that give messages. So our body is constantly giving messages to all the spokes of the umbrella. Well, what causes our body to give messages? Well, the master regulatory system, the endocannabinoid system, which sits at the very tippy top of the umbrella. It blankets over our entire umbrella. We have receptors on all areas of our umbrella, and we make components in our body like the plant to shower on our umbrella.
Yes.
We're not making enough of our own. What happens? We have a dysregulation. Messages don't get where they need to go. Our body systems get confused and they're always trying to figure it out. And that's when we start to see our umbrella not to look so good.
That's right.
So medical cannabis for cervical cancer, right? And prevention. So if people do have a diagnosis of cancer, we 100% want you to incorporate health and wellness activities with traditional. You know, it's truly your own choice.
Well, let's just take a note first.
Yes.
In prevention, let's talk about prevention. So, condom use. Although I'm not a huge fan of condoms, who is? I don't know. Condom use, right?
Yes. Condom use, absolutely.
So prevention. The second thing. So. I read a study that was done with cervical cancer cells in a dish, not in the body, not in the human body. So this was a study of cancer cells being replicated in the laboratory and cannabinoids being applied to it, and they killed those cervical cancer cells. So we know that cannabinoids can kill the cancer cells, but what we don't know is, will it do it in the human body?
There we go. Go.
I'd hedge my bets.
Yeah. Well, then there's the other thing too, is that everyone's endocannabinoid system is different.
It is.
What we've seen as nurses is, not everyone has the same effect. So some people respond really well to cannabis. Some people respond really well to cannabis and traditional therapies.
Yeah.
Sometimes people, don't respond so well. Why is
a perfect example? Like for me, a very, very low dose of THC is a good thing. It helps me sleep. It helps decrease any pain that I have. And it's great. But if I go just a little bit higher than that, it's not good at all, because it'll trip anxiety. It'll trip depression. It's a very negative thing. So I have to be very, very much aware about where that dosage is. So it's that biphasic property of cannabinoids. Meaning a low dose does one thing and a little higher dose does another, but that's specific to me, right?
Yeah. So you
have a different experience with it for sure.
Yes, and that's the part that makes us so unique too. Our cannabinoid requirements can change over time as we change, but typically, we have a blueprint. So, and everyone will know over time as you start to play with the plant what your CBD THC ratio is and how much you need. So, Mark needs a microdose. Well, I need a macro dose, right? So I microdose in the daytime, and as the day goes on, I need a little bit more THC, just to help me, be clear-headed and to get the tasks done that I need to get done. It's truly, about managing, keeping that umbrella.
Yeah.
nourished and supported in any way I can. So yes, so prevention. Now, really quickly too, what I like to talk about sometimes is just a lot of people ask.
Oh, that fuzzy microphone again.
Oh,
that's good. It's good. It means we're really real, weird. Sherry. It means we're real.
We're really real. Jesus.
We're real, babe. Let's go.
Right. Okay, so really quickly.
Yeah.
Cancer.
Yep.
Responds to cannabinoids in 4 different ways. Okay. So one, this is my favorite one. It induces cell death. It's called pro-apoptosis.
Apoptosis, a normal cellular death. So listen, what is it? Every 3 years, all the cells in your body are pretty much replaced. Like the cells die and new cells are generated, right? It's just a process that's always going on. That cell death, it's pre-programmed and supposed to happen on a very normal schedule. And so cancer cells mutate, and they don't go through that normal cell death process, and that's how they begin to take over in your body. Sorry,
so it's the on-off switch of the endocannabinoid system. So their switch is on, constantly reproducing these cancer cells, and it's not being shut off. So cannabinoids can shut that off a couple of different ways. So the apoptosis, I found this so fascinating.
Oh, yeah.
How smart the plant is. THC can enter into the cell. It disrupts the cell's energy center, the mitochondria, and then it induces this protein to be released. And then the cell's like, oh gosh, see you later, and takes off, and it collapses. That apoptosis. I love that whole image and being able to even see that in the dish. I've seen a video of that.
Oh yeah. I love the next one, Sherry. The next one is so cool. So the cannabinoids also are anti-angiogenic. So when tumor cancers grow, of course, they're new cells and they need a blood supply. So what do? They stimulate the surrounding tissue to grow new blood vessels into that tumor. So the part of cancer treatment and what they do in research is, how do we shut off that angiogenesis? How do we shut off that creating of new blood vessels? Cannabinoids actually do that.
Yeah.
They stop those new blood vessels from growing into that tumor, and the cancer tumor, the cells have no supply and they diminish. Amazing.
Awesome. Pro-apoptosis, anti-angiogenic. What's the third one, Mark? The third one is?
Anti-metastatic. So cancer, of course, spreads. It starts in one spot in the body and then just breaks off and floats free and goes to another part of the body and latches on and starts. So metastases is really, it's one of the things they test for immediately, right? So when you have a cancer diagnosis, they immediately look to see, okay, has this gone anywhere else? Because that is a totally different game once it's started to spread, metastasize. So cannabinoids decrease metastases. They decrease that spreading of those cancer cells.
Yeah. Wow. That's fascinating. Okay, so that's 3. And then there's a 4th one that I think is very powerful.
Oh, yeah.
Anti-proliferative. So what does that mean, right? Prevents the cells from reproducing.
Right.
Okay, so we have really, really powerful ways of this plant working in synergy with our body.
Yes.
As well as working in synergy with traditional therapies. Really, really, really powerful. So
really
so if you do have cancer, and even cervical cancer, if we're going to just talk about that one,
right?
How can we use cannabis, and what can we use it for? So what do we use cannabis for anyways? The top 3 reasons: pain,
anxiety.
Sleep, anxiety, right?
Yeah.
Those are the 3 big ones. Also can help with depression, nausea and vomiting, right? And it can mitigate or decrease side effects of the traditional pharmaceuticals. Really, really powerful. We love whole plant medicine. And I have seen a lot of cannabis cervical cancer patients. I've taken care of a few of them that have used a combination of different products. And they've used actually suppositories, rectal suppositories, not vaginal.
Right.
The close, the wall of the vagina and the anal, it's very, very close. And so you have that ability for it to stimulate that area.
Yes.
Tinctures, topicals, capsules,
Mm-hmm.
edibles, and inhalation. So there's a lot of different methods of
A
administration.
lot of different methods.
Yes.
Yeah.
So whole plant, full extract cannabis oil for the win.
Whoop.
Preventing, preventative care for the win.
Mm-hmm.
Total health care for the win.
Yes. And Cheryl has commented, she's been told that CBD and THC are bad for estrogen-driven cancer.
So here's a question for that. There have been certain studies that high doses of THC, not in all women, but in some women, can also increase tumor growth. I've worked with a lot of estrogen-driven cancers. I have about a dozen so of breast cancer patients that have estrogen-positive breast cancer, and we're using whole plant, full spectrum CBD, and they're keeping their THC levels below 25. So in other words, they don't have more than 25 milligrams of THC a day.
Right.
And I have, in my experience of working with patients that have had breast cancer, my patients haven't had any issues because they've been utilizing not only cannabinoids, but other adaptogens, a lot of the mushrooms, the turkey tail, a lot of the other things.
Again, complementary, right?
Yes.
Complementary. And I think that is the biggest point that we can make today is, you know what? Combine traditional with the complementary, like cannabis, like cannabinoids.
Yeah. And we also encourage you to, it was worth it. I mean, I think back on my own journey with recovering from chronic illness. Basically, I wish I had someone to guide me. It took me 2 years to figure out how to make this plant work for me. Maybe take some people longer, shorter.
Cherry,
but when
we're complex to begin with, right?
Yes.
And then we're talking about a plant that has 550 different varieties. That means 550 different chemical ratios of what's in that plant. There's one that's going to work for you.
Yes.
But it's a lot of trial and error. And my experience is that we as a society want that immediate relief. We want to take that pill and we want to have it work and we want to be done with it. Most of the people, and I think you'll agree, that end up showing up looking for guidance from us have tried all of those things and none of them worked. And this is their last resort. And we guide and we work with them. And then we find what works for them within the realm of cannabis.
Yes. The other important thing too, when it comes down to all of the things that they tried that haven't worked, I always tell people, don't give up on those things that haven't worked for you, because sometimes once you introduce this plant into your life and you start to nourish your endocannabinoid system, those other health and wellness tools will start to work again, or will start to help. Truly have. I've seen that in my life and in a lot of other patients' lives. Let's see, do we have any other
Cheryl, we'd love to talk to you. Reach out anytime.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Absolutely. We'll put a little comment in there, info at thegreennurse.com.
Yeah, thegreennurse.com. Look, Carrie Lee and Melissa and Denise, the birthday girl. Crystal's here. Crystal, you have an AFA day every day. Yes.
Yes, absolutely. So celebrate. Today we invite you to celebrate something positive in your life.
Energized. That's me today.
Energize and celebrate. And so listen, if you or someone you love is suffering from chronic illness, chronic pain, chronic debilitating disease, if you're interested in learning how to incorporate cannabis into your daily life as a health and wellness tool, or if you're new to cannabis, you're cannabis curious, and you want to learn how to have a safe adult use experience, reach out to us at The Green Nurse, www.thegreennurse.com.
What's up, Joe? Welcome. That's right. And if you're in the healthcare space and you're helping people be healthy, join us, join our community, and together we will integrate cannabis into that healthcare practice. We have all the tools that you need. We have the experience, and we can help you make that a reality. And that's our goal, Sherry. That's our passion. That's why we're here in the world, is to spread the actual use of the plant in a safe, effective, healthy way.
Yep. And to decrease stigma and elevate
Yeah.
what it means to feel good, change the stigma around what it means to feel good so people can start their day off the AFA way. And Mark, what's it all about?
Have an AFA day today. You get to choose. You get to choose. Remember, you are absolutely fucking amazing. So you get to choose what your life is about. You make the choice today to have an AFA day. Sherry, what is it all about?
It's about living your best life. We'll see you tomorrow, everyone.
See you tomorrow.